And then Scout said, why do you keep saying woohoo? Then Pablo says, because going down the slide is so much fun. Try it, you'll love it. This Scout said, well, here goes nothing. This Scout said, huh? This Scout said, woo. Who? Then Dora said, why are you not sliding? Then Scout said, because I'm a Siamese cat. Then Pablo said, okay, slide's not our thing. What else do you like to play? This Scout said, I don't know. Or when Kai says, how about your tummy tickle in the... Just like that with Scout says, I don't know, cats love to play, but what do cats enjoy? Where Scout says, they love catching things and grooming. Where Scout says, I wish I could play. Where Dora says, here, how about in the sandbox? Where Scout says, more looks like a raspberry pit. Where Scout says, what? Just one truck? Where Pablo says, hey Scout, having fun with your truck? Where Scout says, not really. The horn doesn't work, and the steering wheel's too small. How do you drive this thing? Kay asks, Scout, you're not supposed to get on the truck. This Scout said, you're not. Or when Lola says, what's wrong? Then Lola says, are you sad because you don't want me to leave? Then Lola says, oh, you poor bird. I know you don't want me to leave, but I can't just leave you there. Then Lola asks, I know you don't want me to leave, but I gotta go help Kai and Ramy Bobby. Where Lola says, okay, I'll stay with you. Where Lola says, you want me to tickle your tummy? Then Lola asks, okay, I'll tickle your tummy. Then Lola says, tickle, 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 tickle. And then Cat Marshall says, and then Lola says, yes, you like your tummy tickle, don't you? Then Lola says, yes, you are. Where Lola says, yes. Next to Scout says, you're not. This Scout said, whoa, oof. Where Scout says, that's it, I'm going home. Where Dora says, wait, don't go, Scout. What else do you like to play? Where Scout says, I don't know. Where Dora says, well, you try to play on that, and that, and that, and that. What else do you like to play? Where Scout says, I know, something that you jump on. Where Scout says, but I don't know what it is. Where Scout says, Kate, can you give us a hint? Where Kate says, sure. Where Kate says, can you guess what this is? Then Kate says, what's something that you bounce on? A trampoline, yeah. We will have a trampoline. Where Kate says, here we go. Then Kate says, woohoo! And then Pablo said, look, Scout, you just need to try it. Now you try it. This Scout said, okay. And the... Just like that with Scout says, okay. This Scout said, This Scout said, hey, not bad. And then Kate said, see, we told you it was fun. This Scout said, let's see, I can go higher. Woo! And then Dora said, wait, not too high. This Scout said, water, I can go higher than the trees. Woo! And then Pablo said, hold on, you're going too high. And then Scout said, I'm gonna touch a cloud. This Scout said, uh-oh. And the...